We have already start topic number 4. We have studied there are various types of or forms of market in an economy. So on the basis of time, on the basis of place, and on the basis of competition. So in that last section, already we have studied the first competition of market. Its name is competition. So the main feature of the competition is it is imagination, or any other language, perfect competition is ideal forms of market or imagination of market, because there are 9 features of perfect competition, and that all types of features does not exist in an economy, does not real in nature. That's why perfect competition structure means large numbers of buyers, large numbers of sellers, single price, homogeneous product, free entry and exit, no transfer cost. Okay, so no government intervention. The various types of the features already we have studied. And then next, in that competition, we have studied what is the equilibrium price under perfect competition. Means, so what is the determination price under perfect competition with the help of, with the process of demand and supply. Means both are very necessary in that market to determine the equilibrium price or the determination price in perfect competition. So with the help of table and with the help of diagram. That table have 3 columns: first price of commodity, second demand in kilograms, third supply in kilograms, and in diagrams DD is the demand curve and SS is the supply curve. DD is the demand curve and SS is the supply curve. That 2 curves are intersect in point E. Why? Because at that point, so only at rupees price 3, so quantity supply and quantity demanded is equal 300 or 3000. That's why it is called as the equilibrium price. And that only price determined in the perfect competition. No other price can. Imperfect competition. First group is the perfect competition, and today we are going to start. We are going to learn second section of the competition. It is known as imperfect competition. Imperfect competition find in some area or some market. So there are subtypes of imperfect competition. First is the monopoly, second is the oligopoly, and third one is the monopolistic competition. So students, today we are going to start first types of imperfect competition. Its name is monopoly. So today we are going to learn or start introduction to the imperfect competition of section number 1, monopoly. So introduction of monopoly. So the word or the concept of the word monopoly. Okay, introduction to the monopoly. The concept of the word monopoly is derived from Greek word mono, which means single, and poly which means seller. That is the meaning of the word or the concept refers with the help of that Greek word monopoly. The concept or the word monopoly is derived from Greek word mono, and the meaning of mono is in English single, and the meaning of poly which means the seller. So what is the meaning of monopoly? In monopoly, there are single seller in the market and total control over market supply. Market supply. What does it mean? Means the word monopoly is derived from the Greek word mono. Mono means single, and poly means mono plus poly. Okay. Mono plus poly. Okay, mono plus mono means single. Okay, mono means single. Okay, and poly means seller. So, what is the meaning of monopoly in general? So, in monopoly there are a single seller in the market, and that seller have total control over the market supply, and there is no close substitute. It is known called as the monopoly. So, विद्यार्थी मित्रों, मोनोपॉलीचा मराठीमध्ये अर्थ होतो मक्तेदारी. आपण एक म्हणतो की एसी या क्षेत्रामध्ये मक्तेदारी आहे, त्या व्यक्तीची त्या क्षेत्रामध्ये मक्तेदारी आहे, बरोबर आहे. पण एक लक्षात ठेवा, हा जो मोनोपॉली हा शब्द आलेला आहे तो ग्रीक भाषेतून आलेला आहे. समजा पण मूळ इंग्रजी भाषेतला शब्द कोणता? MONOPOLY, मोनोपॉली. क्लियर? या मोनोपॉली शब्दाची फॉर्म कशी केली? मोनो प्लस पॉली. मोनो इज इक्वल टू सिंगल. Mono is equal to single and poly is equal to seller. So in that market there are a single seller sells the commodity. It is known as the monopoly. म्हणजे एक लक्षात ठेवा की मोनो म्हणजे सिंगल, सिंगल म्हणजे एक, आणि पॉली म्हणजे सेलर, आणि सेलर म्हणजे विक्रेता. याचा अर्थ असा होतो या टोटल इंट्रोडक्शन की ज्या बाजारामध्ये वस्तूची विक्री करणारा एक आणि एकच विक्रेता असतो त्याला अर्थशास्त्रामध्ये मक्तेदारी असे म्हणतात. त्याच्यामध्ये अनेक आहे बघा. लीगल मोनोपोली कायदेशीर बघा, रिझर्व्ह बँक ऑफ इंडिया या ही आपल्या भारताची मध्यवर्ती. रिझर्व्ह बँक ऑफ इंडिया ही आपल्या भारतामध्ये कागदी चलनाची निर्मिती करणारी एकमेव बँक आहे. कशी आहे? एकमेव बँक आहे. त्याशिवाय यामध्ये दुसऱ्या कोणत्याही बँकेला कागदी चलनाची निर्मिती करता येत नाही. म्हणजे त्या क्षेत्रामध्ये त्याची काय आहे? मक्तेदारी किंवा मोनोपोली. MONOPOLY. Clear? Okay. So once again, I will repeat that introduction. Monopoly is derived from Greek word mono. So what is the meaning of mono? Mono means single, and single. Okay, and the poly means seller. So in that market, there are only single seller in the market, and that seller have total control over the market supply. आणि एकच विक्रेता, एक आणि एकच असल्यामुळे त्याचं टोटल त्या बाजाराच्या पुरवठ्यावर तो एकच आठवडा त्याचा होल्ड असतो, त्याचा कंट्रोल असतो. इज दॅट क्लिअर? दॅट इज द प्युअर इंट्रोडक्शन टू द फर्स्ट टाइप्स ऑफ इम्परफेक्ट कॉम्पिटिशन. इट्स नेम इज मोनोपोली. क्लिअर? ओके. Okay, so general definition, in monopoly market there are single sellers and there is no substitute. Okay, so definition of monopoly according to Professor Chamberlain. Professor Chamberlain. According to Professor Chamberlain, monopoly refers to a single firm. Monopoly refers to a single firm and which have total control over the product of commodity, and he has no close substitute. It is called as monopoly according to, or in the words of Professor Chamberlain. According to Professor Chamberlain, what is the defined or what is the definition of monopoly? Monopoly refers to a single firm or single seller, and which has means that firm has total control over the product of commodity or over the market supply, and he has no close substitute. Because why? He has no close substitute because in monopoly market there are only single seller, and he has no close substitute. It is known as monopoly market or monopoly competition. It means that in the words of, according to Professor Chamberlain, monopoly refers to a single firm and which has total control over the product of commodity, and he has no close सबस्टिट्यूट. म्हणजे चेंबरलेनने जी मक्तेदारीची व्याख्या स्पष्ट केलेली आहे, या व्याख्येमधून आपल्या एक गोष्ट लक्षात येते. लक्षात ठेवा की मोनोपोली मार्केट हे असे मार्केट आहे त्यामध्ये फक्त एकच उद्योग संस्था वस्तूचे उत्पादन करते, तीच उद्योग संस्था विक्री करते. त्यांचं पूर्णपणे त्यांनी उत्पादित केलेल्या सप्लायवर कंट्रोल असते, आणि जी वस्तू ती फर्म प्रोड्यूस करते उपलब्ध नसतात. Is that clear? It is known as monopoly. So once again, monopoly refers to a single firm and which has total control over the market supply of product or commodity, and he has no close substitute. It is known as monopoly market. बघा, काही बाजारात काही वस्तूला किंवा काही विक्रेत्याची काही उत्पादकाची टोटल मक्तेदारी असते. बघा, रिझर्व्ह बँक ऑफ इंडिया असेल किंवा महाराष्ट्र स्टेट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बोर्ड असेल, विजेची महावितरण कंपनी, तिला थोडेफार पर्याय आहेत पण परफेक्ट पर्याय नाही, तात्पुरते आहेत. त्याचबरोबर भारतामध्ये रिझर्व्ह बँक ऑफ इंडिया ही कागदी चलनाची निर्मिती करते, त्याशिवाय दुसऱ्या कोणत्याही याला कागदी चलनाची निर्मिती करता येत medicine. Okay, so according to Professor Chamberlain, monopoly refers to a single firm and which has total control over the product of commodity and he has no close substitute. Clear? Okay, that is the definition of Professor Chamberlain. So 100% clear that what is the, in simple language, what is the meaning of monopoly? So monopoly means there are single seller in that market and that seller have total control over the market supply and he has no close substitute. It is known or it is called as monopoly market. Is that clear? Okay, so then what is the main features of monopoly market? Features of monopoly. Features of monopoly. First, single seller. Okay, that is very important features to the monopoly. The first is the single seller. Okay, look at that in definition. So here is no need to explain that point because that point is related to the general define to the monopoly market or monopoly competition. So what is the meaning? What is the explanation? The feature number first of monopoly, single seller. In monopoly market, there is single seller available in that competition in that market. That's why, so means only one single, but in other words, there are large numbers of buyers available in that market, but only one seller, individual seller or single firm produce and sell their commodity in that market. It means in simple language, in monopoly market, there are single seller sells their commodity. Okay, but in that market, there are large numbers of buyers or consumers available. So the first features of monopoly is single sellers. Second, no close substitute. No close substitute. Second feature of monopoly. Okay? Why there is no close substitute? Why? Because in monopoly market there are a single seller, a single firm. That's why there is no close substitute for their commodity. That's why. So the seller faces no competition. Seller faces no competition. Why seller faces no competition? Because there is no close substitute. म्हणजे मक्तेदारीच्या बाजारामध्ये जे मक्तेदार उत्पादक प्रोडक्शन करतात त्याला कोणत्याही प्रकारचा जवळ पर्याय उपलब्ध असत नाही आणि कोणत्याही प्रकारचा जवळचा पर्याय जर उपलब्ध नसेल, कोणत्याही प्रकारचा पर्याय उपलब्ध नसेल तर एक गोष्ट लक्षात ठेवा की त्यांना कोणत्याही प्रकारच्या स्पर्धेला तोंड द्यावे लागत नाही. तुम्ही जनरल मार्केटमध्ये बघा, लक्सला कितीतरी पर्याय उपलब्ध आहेत, बिस्किटला कितीतरी पर्याय उपलब्ध आहेत, चॉकलेटला कितीतरी पर्याय उपलब्ध आहेत, आईस्क्रीमला कितीतरी पर्याय उपलब्ध आहेत, कॉस्मेटिकला कितीतरी पर्याय उपलब्ध आहेत. टूथपेस्टला किती पर्यंत आहे असे अनेक. पण या मार्केटमध्ये कोणत्याही प्रकारे जो सेलर असतो तो जो कमोडिटी सेल्स करतो त्याला कोणत्याही प्रकारचं सबस्टिट्यूट अवेलेबल नाही. देयर इज नो क्लोज सबस्टिट्यूट. त्यामुळे ही हॅज नो फेसेस एनी कॉम्पिटिशन. त्यामुळे त्याला कोणत्याही प्रकारच्या स्पर्धेला तोंड द्यावं लागत नाही. बिकॉज ही इज अ सिंगल सेलर इन दॅट मार्केट. That's why there is no close substitute for the commodity. Okay. Third, barriers to entry. Barriers to entry. It means entry strictly restricted in that market. Strictly restricted in that market. It means, what is the meaning of entry strictly restricted in the market? Because no any other firms, okay, no any other firms easily enter in this market because some strictly restrictions are available in this market with the help of legal monopoly, voluntary monopoly. Okay, so barrier means no any other firms easily enter in this market because that market has strictly restricted for the entry. But in perfect competition, there are free entry and exit. Means any firms are easily enter where there are supernormal profit and firms can easily leave from the market where there are loss. But in monopoly market, barriers to entry means entry have strictly restricted, but no other any firms can enter in this market because the entry in this market have strictly restricted. एक गोष्ट लक्षात ठेवा, यामध्ये या मुक्तदारीच्या बाजारामध्ये नवीन उद्योग संस्थांना येण्यासाठी कोणत्याही प्रकारचं मुक्त प्रवेश आणि स्वातंत्र्य नाही, येऊ शकत नाही. कायद्याने यामध्ये काहीतरी निर्बंध घातलेले आहेत, म्हणजे फ्री एंट्री नाही, त्याला रिस्ट्रिक्शन आणि देऊ शकत नाही. मला सांगा की आपल्या भारतामध्ये कागदी नोटा छापण्याचं काम फक्त रिझर्व्ह बँक करते. त्या क्षेत्रामध्ये इतर कोणत्याही प्रकारचे फंड्स किंवा कोणत्याही प्रकारचे प्रायव्हेट व्यक्ती किंवा कोणत्याही प्रकारचे बँक पैसे छापू शकत नाही. म्हणजे तिथं तुम्हाला एंट्री पूर्णपणे बॅरियर्स टू एंट्री, स्ट्रिक्टली एंट्री आहे. लक्षात त्याचं प्रोडक्शन दुसरं कोणी करू शकत नाही. सो इट मीन्स इन दॅट मोनोपॉली मार्केट, सो barriers to entry, so it means no any other firms cannot enter easily in this market because there are barriers to entry, means strictly restricted entry. Is that clear? Okay. For control over the supply. Okay, the reason for control over the supply or control over the market supply. Why? Because in monopoly market there are single seller. That seller have, firms have no cross substitute. That's why the seller has control over the market supply. control over the market supply. That's why he increased the price of commodity or decreased the price of commodity, because he has the total control over the market supply. That's why he increased the supply of commodity or decreased the supply of commodity, because he is the single seller in that market, or he has no close substitute in that market. So that's why the main features of the monopoly market, as the total firms have or the seller have total control over the market supply. That's why he increased or he decreased the total supply of commodity. Is that clear? Okay. Point number 3. Price maker. This is another very important feature of the monopoly market or monopoly competition. Price maker. Look at, so comparison between the perfect competition or monopoly market or monopoly competition. Look at, what is the comparison? What is the main distinguish with the help of that point? What is the main distinguish between perfect competition and monopoly market or competition? In perfect competition, seller is a price taker, not a price maker. In which competition? Only the perfect competition, seller is a price taker, not maker. But in monopoly market, what? Very important line. In monopoly market, seller is price maker, not price taker. In only monopoly market, seller is a price maker and not a price taker. And in perfect competition or perfect market, in perfect competition, seller is a price taker and not maker. Why? In monopoly market, seller is a price maker because he is a single seller in that market. Okay, and he has no close substitute, and the seller has or firms has total control on the market supply. That's why in monopoly market, seller is a price maker and not price taker. So he is a maker, that's why he increased the price of commodity with the help of some circumstances and decrease the price of commodity depend upon the situation of the market. Depend upon the situation of the market. So that's why in monopoly market, so the seller is the price maker and not a taker. बघा या मक्तेदारीच्या बाजारामध्ये, मक्तेदारीच्या मार्केटमध्ये विक्रेता हा किंमत बनवणारा असतो, किंमत स्वीकारणारा नसतो. तो बनवणारा का? आणि तो एकटाच उत्पादन करतोय, तो एकटाच विक्री करतोय. तो उत्पादित करत असलेल्या वस्तूला कोणत्याही प्रकारचा जवळचा पर्याय नाही. त्यामुळे तो किंमत बनवणारा, किंमत करता आणि किंमत मेकर असतो. त्यामुळे तो प्रसंगानुसार की वस्तूची किंमत कितीही वाढवू शकतो आणि वस्तूची किंमत किती कमी करू शकतो. आणि जर एखाद्या वस्तूची स्टॉक कमी असेल तर त्या वस्तूची जास्तीत जास्त किंमत वाढवून तो नफा प्राप्त करू शकतो. आणि एखाद्या वस्तूची जर स्टॉक जास्त असेल तर वस्तूची किंमत करून ती वस्तूची विक्री वाढवून तो आपला जो साठा असेल तो जास्तीत जास्त संपवण्याचा प्रयत्न करत असतो. सो इन दॅट मार्केट, इन मोनोपोली मार्केट, लुक ॲट व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट, तो सेलर इज द प्राइस मेकर नॉट अ प्राइस टेकर. इज दॅट क्लियर? ओके. Okay, look at point number 6. Picture number 6, no distinction between firms and industry. Why? There are no distinction between firms and industry because in monopoly market there are a single seller and there is no close substitute. Barriers to entry, control over the supplier, he is a price maker. So there is no distinction between the firms and industry. Means firms is the industry and industry is the firm. But in perfect competition, there are distinctions between firms and industry. But in monopoly market, there are no distinction between firms and industry. म्हणजे या मक्तेदारीच्या बाजारामध्ये उद्योग संस्था आणि उद्योगधंदा यामध्ये अजिबात फरक केला जात नाही, कारण उद्योग संस्था हीच उद्योगधंदा असते. त्यामुळे कोणत्याही प्रकारचा फरक करण्याचं अजिबात कारण नाही लक्षात. मात्र पूर्ण स्पर्धेच्या बाजारामध्ये उद्योग संस्था आणि उद्योगधंद्यामध्ये फरक केला जातो, कारण त्या ठिकाणी देर आर लार्ज नंबर ऑफ सेलर्स, लार्ज नंबर ऑफ बायर्स आर अवेलेबल. बट इन मोनोपॉली मार्केट there is no distinction between the firms and industry. म्हणजे उद्योग संस्था आणि उद्योगधंदा याच्यामध्ये कोणत्याही प्रकारचा फरक केला जात नाही. And point number 7, price discrimination. Okay, what price discrimination. Discrimination म्हणजे विभेद, भेद. म्हणजे याला मराठीमध्ये म्हणतात प्राइस डिस्क्रिमिनेशन, याला मराठीमध्ये म्हणतात मूल्यभेद. हो, आणि ओनली सो हा मूल्यभेद फक्त याच मार्केटमध्ये पॉसिबल आहे. बघा, homogeneity is the main features of market competition. That's why so price discrimination is the main features of monopoly market. What is the meaning of price discrimination in monopoly? There are price discrimination, or seller implies the price discrimination. It means seller charges different prices to sell product for different buyers. It is the meaning of price discrimination. मूल्यभेद. In monopoly market there are means in monopoly market seller creates the price discrimination. Creates, निर्माण करतो. In monopoly market there are price discrimination. It means seller charges different prices to same product for different buyers. Is that clear? It is known as price discrimination. That types of price discrimination only possible in monopoly market, and monopolists create the price discrimination. What is the meaning of price discrimination? So price discrimination means seller charges different prices to same product for different buyers. म्हणजेच मक्तेदारीच्या बाजारामध्ये मक्तेदार उत्पादक मूल्यभेद करतो. मूल्यभेद करतो म्हणजे काय करतो? तो किमतीमध्ये भेद करतो. किमतीमध्ये भेद करतो म्हणजे काय की तो आपल्या जवळ असणाऱ्या एकाच वस्तूची किंमत बघा, आपल्याजवळ असणाऱ्या एकाच वस्तूची किंमत तो वेगवेगळ्या ग्राहकांना वेगवेगळे आकारतो. वस्तू एकच, फक्त तिची किंमत वेगवेगळ्या ग्राहकांना वेगवेगळे आकारतो. इट इज नोन ॲज प्राइस डिस्क्रिमिनेशन. इन इंग्लिश इट मीन्स सेलर charges different prices to same product for the different buyers. It is known as price discrimination. म्हणजे मक्तेदारीच्या बाजारात मक्तेदार उत्पादक आपल्याजवळ असणाऱ्या एकाच वस्तूची किंमत वेगवेगळ्या ग्राहकांना वेगवेगळे आकारतो. बघा, याचं एक्झाम्पल माहिती असेल बघा, Hsc What is the long form of MSEB? The long form of MSEB means Maharashtra State Electricity Board. हे सुद्धा प्राइस डिस्क्रिमिनेशन करते. कसं करते बघा, ॲग्रिकल्चरसाठी इलेक्ट्रिसिटीचे युनिट रेट असतात ते वेगळे असतात. इंडस्ट्रीसाठी युनिटचे दर वेगळे असतात आणि हाऊसहोल्ड आपण घरगुती वापरासाठी जे यूज करतो त्याचे युनिटचे दर सुद्धा वेगळे असतात. मीन्स द महाराष्ट्र इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बोर्ड बट सो द कमोडिटी इज मीन्स द सर्विस इज द सेम इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. सो मीन्स महाराष्ट्र इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बोर्ड चार्जेस different rates or different prices to the same products electricity to the same products electricity for the household, for the industry and for the agriculture. Okay, means that types of the Maharashtra State Electricity Board charges the different price for the same products. Its name is the electricity. Is that so? So Maharashtra State Electricity Board create the price discrimination. So in monopoly market, so the seller creates the price discrimination. So what is the meaning of price discrimination? It means seller charges different price to the same product for the different buyers consequently. That all types of circumstances, that all types of situations only because possible in monopoly market, because very in simple meaning there are single seller and that seller produce, there is no cross substitute, and that types of the firms of seller control over the total market. So that is the meaning of price distribution, the picture number 7. Okay, so dear students, today already we are studying the main introduction to the monopoly market, then very important definition according to the Professor Chamberlain, and very important 7 features to the monopoly market. The monopoly market is the sub types of the imperfect competition. Okay, so how many features are there? I think there are 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First is the single seller. There is that line, only one seller, individual seller, single firm. Second, so that firm produce the various types of the goods and services. There is no cross substitute. Okay, then 3 means entry strictly restricted, means barriers to entry, means not any other firms are enter easily in this market. 4, control over the market supply. The price maker, he is the price maker, not the price taker. And then 6, there is no distinction or no distribution between the firms and industry. Okay, means firms and industry are equal. And finally, there means the seller creates the price discrimination, means it implies the charge the difference prices to same product for the difference buyer. So here is the end of imperfect first types monopoly market. Okay, so here is the end of monopoly market. Dear students, tomorrow we'll start the second types of the imperfect. Its name is the monopolistic market. Thank you.